Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG, WTF, LOLFTW, BRB. Welcome back to more WWE versus TEW, the series where we take the weekly events and pay-per-views booked by the WWE and run them in Total Extreme Wrestling to see just how well WWE does against TEW, or if Total Extreme Wrestling will be the company that takes down the World Wrestling Entertainment once and for all. We have the the May 1st, I said that again, or did it again, May 1st edition of the Tuesday night Smackdown Live, whatever you want to call the damn show. The go home show for Backlash, pretty much as we are heading in to what many people refer to as the worst pay per view of 2018. And I think I read somewhere that it's being heralded as one of the worst pay-per-views in like the last 13 years or something. So, good God. Either way, I don't. Whereas Monday Night Raw, I had a little bit of confidence going in, thinking, all right, this might do pretty good. It seems like a well-booked show. This one just seems all over the place, and again, I don't want to be that guy, but they put the women in the main event, and for some reason, Total Extreme Wrestling never really gets the women or books the women really that well. I mean, you just got to really be really popular, and it's just for some reason hard to get women over in this game. I don't know how it is, but I don't like WWE's odds with this edition of SmackDown. But who knows? Maybe they can shock me. So let's stop wasting time and let's just jump right into this. All right, not a bad way to start off the show, to be completely honest. Solid C rating to open up the show as Paige. We pretty much see a little bit of a recap from the Greatest Royal Rumble from Braun Strowman throwing Shane McMahon from the turnbuckle through the announce table, which was amazing, by the way. And then Paige, of course, the new SmackDown general manager, announces that Shane McMahon will not be here tonight, and then she also announces that due to how the Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles match ended at the Greatest Royal Rumble, that the rematch at Backlash is going to be a no disqualification match. So there you have that pretty basic opening for the start of the show. Not too bad. Then we get another solid C rating here as we get some more hype for the Miz versus Seth Rollins. This is kind of happening in between the current angle going on while the Miz is out there getting ready for Miz TV. We also hype up that Randy Orton will face Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship at Backlash. Before jumping into our Miz TV segment, which gets a solid C rating here. Miz TV is with Jeff Hardy, but before he introduces Jeff Hardy, he takes a couple of jabs at Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. And then he calls out Jeff Hardy. He tries to, he hints at Jeff that, you kind of pissed Randy Orton off when you interrupted him. And then he surprises Jeff Hardy by having Randy Orton come out. And Orton pretty much just confirms that, you know what, there's no beef between me and Jeff Hardy. Yeah, Jeff interrupted me, but I interrupted him last week, so we're equal. Miz is really trying hard to, get these two to really hate each other, but it's just not working. And it looks like it's about to turn on the Miz as he tells Randy Orton, is it about time for you to strike? And Orton, kind of takes offense to that, saying, nobody tells me when to strike. Shelton Benjamin's music then hits, and out comes, can we call him the Gold Standard? I know that was his old name, so I don't know if they're still going with that. Either way, Shelton Benjamin comes out, and he pretty much talks about how he doesn't believe Randy Orton should be getting an opportunity at the U.S. title, pretty much hinting that he beat him last week, and he should be the one fighting for him. But as he goes to get in the ring, Randy Orton cuts him off, and we have a little bit of a brawl between Randy Orton and Shelton Benjamin, where Jeff Hardy tries to get involved as well, but Miz cuts off Jeff Hardy, and they brawl, and it practically ends with Jeff and Orton standing tall over Shelton Benjamin and The Miz, leading into the commercial break, which will lead into our opening tag match of the night between the four men. It got the crowd hot. Shelton Benjamin underperformed, but the U.S. title feud gains heat. And our opening match of the night, which honestly may be the best match of the night, gets a C+ rating here, as we have decent wrestling but not much weight in heat. Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy go over Shelton Benjamin and The Miz in 12 minutes, 11 seconds after Jeff Hardy hit Shelton Benjamin with the Swanton Bomb. And this was also after Randy Orton hit him with the RKO, so he set Jeff Hardy up to hit the Swanton Bomb. So the team of champion and challenger goes over here tonight. In terms of in-ring work, Randy Orton was head and shoulders above everybody else, while Shelton Benjamin apparently was the weak link. It's more of a popularity contest than anybody. Benjamin was really off his game, which is unfortunate for him. He had a D performance. Good God. I'll have to check out Shelton Benjamin's performances because if I don't agree with it, I'm going to have to make some improvements. But then again, like I said, these can always be uh, popularity things as well. So if it does turn out to be popularity things, then that's fine. But and also Benjamin was really off his game. Like really, it was not just he was off his game. He's really off his game. So, but a solid D performance from Shelton Benjamin. That's harsh. Jeff Hardy with a C minus. The Miz with a solid C, and Randy Orton with a B minus. So there you go. No worker improvements as we jump into the next segment immediately after the match. Come on, goddammit. I hate when I feel like I press it, but I don't. It's like this dumbass freaking bar at the bottom covers the next segment thing, and like I have to like barely click it. You can't see the bar because I've cut it out of the video. There's no point for me to put it in the video. But either way. Immediately after the match, Randy Orton catches Jeff Hardy out of nowhere with an RKO. And I guess he kind of sends a message at the same time. Solid B rated segment for our pointless commercial break. Aw, I forgot to put John Cena on screen for this, so we didn't have a lot of people in audience tonight. That's okay. John Cena's pointless commercial break, though. There you have it. Solid P rating for the champ. Or I guess he's not the champ, but whatever. D minus rating. This actually didn't do too bad. I mean, not great, but I was expecting like an E. D minus rating here as Renee Young interviews the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, alongside the Smackdown Women's Champion Carmella. Carmella wasn't there at first, so it's pretty much just Renee Young and Peyton Royce doing their normal skit, mocking Renee Young. Did I say Renee Young and Billie Kay or whatever? Yeah, or whatever. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay mock Renee Young, especially Peyton Royce, who does the whole accent thing that I'm not the biggest fan of, but it seems to be what she's doing right now. And at least it's not bad. It's just not really what I would do. It seems like a weird gimmick to give her, but nonetheless. My apologies for that. I had a quick. Oh, great. Naughty's in here, so you're going to hear jingling and meowing. There he is. Get out of town, Naughty. Either way, I'm not really. I've already expressed it though. I'm not too big on the whole mocking thing that Peyton Royce is doing right now. Neither is Naughty, but at least she does it good, I guess. Like it's kind of entertaining in a way. It might grow on me eventually, but I don't know. It feels like a joke where I'd rather them be taken a little bit more seriously. Nonetheless, though, they did get a little bit of comedy in here though as well that made me chuckle. It was more towards the end when they kind of shoo off Renee Young and take over the mic themselves, which allowed them to interview Carmella, who welcomes herself in there. Pretty much of a basic interview, just going over, how Peyton Royce and Billie Kay beat Becky Lynch and Asuka, which means they're better than Asuka. And Carmella beat Charlotte and all that. They're just bragging. And at one point, Carmella does a moonwalk. And she's all like, I forget what she says, but the Iconics going, the future is iconic, did their whole thing. But then Carmella comes back around with a moonwalk, and Peyton Royce is like, oh, there she goes again. And Billie Kay does this kind of hilarious part where she's like, oh, I could probably do that. I don't know. The delivery was funny. Like, me saying it probably doesn't sound funny, but the delivery to it was funny. So I guess that's the one credit I can give the Iconics right now is they've got really good delivery that this kind of weird gimmick that they got going on right now still comes off as kind of funny. All right. C plus rated segment as we hype up the fact that Shinsuke Nakamura demands an apology from AJ Styles tonight after that beatdown he received from the Greatest Royal Rumble. And then we go to a B minus rated match. Wow, these are some really good rated angles tonight. B minus rated angle here as we see a interview from the Greatest Royal Rumble from Daniel Bryan, who pretty much just, hypes up how well he did, and probably he would have won if, he could have, been able to get Braun Strowman out or something. The whole reason they're saying Daniel Bryan's not here tonight is he had like an infection on his chest from the Greatest Royal Rumble, which It could be true, to be completely honest, because if you remember at the GRR, he had like this blistering chest, and I assumed it was just from chops from out the night, but it was pretty bad looking. Like, holy shit. So maybe they're right. I don't know. B minus rating though. That's actually impressive. That's John Cena level. D plus rating though. Ooh, why? They're all rated on entertainment. I might have to check some entertainment here. I mean, maybe Cesaro. I can't imagine Cesaro and Sheamus brought the entertainment down that bad, because Big E, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston, from what I remember, are rated really well on entertainment. But I don't know. Either way, Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar, are walking around backstage, all happy about their new SmackDown Live contracts when they run into the New Day. And if you remember from last week, they had a little bit of interaction there as well, which the New Day wasn't really happy about seeing them, and they were like, "Well, we're not gonna be here for long anyway, because we're gonna win the Raw Tag Titles." Well, they didn't. The New Day pokes fun at them for that. Cesaro and Sheamus even act like the whole time, like, "We always wanted to be on SmackDown. What are you talking about?" The New Day try to, bury the beef, I guess, and they call in. Oh boy, what do they call this dude? Oh, a Bootiesworth. Bootiesworth, like Mr. Buttersworth, but Mr. Bootiesworth instead. They call him in. I was hoping they were gonna make a thing out of this, and they did. They call him in, and they present, the Bar with pancakes as a welcome to SmackDown. The Bar don't trust him, even ask if there's laxatives in there. There's a really weird point where Big E asks Kofi Kingston to baby oil him, and he starts rubbing oil. Hilarious, but weird. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Nonetheless, though, the Bar is not trusting the New Day. They think they've put laxatives or something, and even if they didn't, they throw the pancakes behind them because they don't want any of that. And Sheamus says, it's even a better, welcome present to SmackDown if you face me tonight. And Big E assumes he's talking about him, so he steps up to the challenge, but Sheamus is like, "Ooh, calm down, big guy. I wasn't talking to you." And then he looks over to Xavier Woods, and he makes it clear that I was talking to you. And then Woods, he takes the challenge, and he makes a Mortal Kombat reference. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's got a YouTube channel. Maybe it's just because they're the New Day, but he tells Sheamus in a Shao Kahn type voice, "Your soul will be mine." Or maybe it's Shang Tsung. I don't remember who says that. Either way, it sets up for a match later on tonight between Xavier Woods and Sheamus. Very interesting segment. Very funny segment indeed. It made me laugh. I chuckled. Unfortunately, the rating does not reflect it. A D plus. Me personally, I would have given it maybe a C plus. Hell, maybe even a B minus. Lost heat to the feud though, which is unfortunate. We then jump back to another D plus rating. Now this one I can kind of see. I can kind of see it, as Rusev and Aiden English are backstage, the Rusev Day, and I guess they're going over a new theme for Rusev Day or something. Lana comes in and she asks to talk to Rusev. Aiden English leaves to let the happy couple talk, and Lana kind of hints that something's holding Rusev back. What is that something? Well, as Aiden English enters the picture, or the frame, to get his jacket that he left behind, it's kind of clear to all of us, except Rusev, that Lana's talking about Aiden English, that English is the one holding Rusev back. So we may see a breakup between Rusev Day, which would break my heart. And it might be a way to get Rusev as a full-fledged heel if that's what they're still, determined to go for. But I still say strike the pan while it's hot, I think that's the phrase. I don't know. Strike the oil while it's hot or something like that. Either way, I would say turn them, as we've been teasing for quite a long time now. But still no tease yet. And if anything right now, if I think Aiden would be the one to turn while Rusev becomes, permanent heel back with Lana, maybe to have them recapture that dominance they had early on, which, honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to either way. All right, D plus rating, hyping up the Backlash match that will happen between Big Cass and Daniel Bryan. Speaking of Big Cass and Daniel Bryan, we have a segment featuring them. Wait, that's not Daniel Bryan. That's Pierre LaFleur, or as I would call him, Mini Daniel Bryan. But we'll get to that in a segment. This actually does a solid C rating, which that impresses me. I did not think it was going to get a C rating. I thought maybe D's, maybe even an E plus, but I was thinking maybe a D minus for sure. I wasn't really sure how good Big Cass would have been on the mic or anything, but he impressed me. So he comes out here and he pretty much just, pokes fun at Daniel Bryan's height. Typical, you came up a little short and all that. And he calls out Daniel Bryan, and out comes Daniel Bryan, but it's not Daniel Bryan. It's obviously a little person who is being played by, I doubt this is his real name, but a guy named Pierre Lafort. And like I said, Big Cass just poked fun at him and then eventually beat down on a little guy standing tall at the end of it. So I wasn't really a big fan of this segment. I didn't think it was that great, but TEW thought it was better than the segment I liked. So me and TEW are at odds here tonight. I got the crowd hotter though, and it also gained heat to the feud between him and Bryan. So I guess that's good. And if any of you guys are wondering, Pierre Lafort was played by a gentleman known as Zach Sparrow. Now, Zach Sparrow isn't a little man, but he was the smallest superstar that I can find in Canada, so it doesn't matter all that much. By the way, he wasn't rated, so that's also probably why this did a little better. If he was rated, I imagine it would not have done better, or this good. Solid D rating as we get some hype for our main event of the night, which will feature, the 6-women tag team match between Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch taking on the Iconics and Carmella. And then also coming up next is AJ Styles' apology to Shinsuke Nakamura. C+ rating as we get hype for the match between Styles and Nakamura at Backlash. Before jumping into the apology, did I press the button? No, I did not. There we go. Before jumping into a C+ rated angle, as Renee Young is out there and she welcomes AJ Styles, she gets to the point pretty much saying that Shinsuke has asked for an apology. Styles pretty much says, I'm not giving him an apology. That's not happening. In fact, he pretty much just says, Shinsuke wants to come out here or whatever, but instead of Shinsuke coming out, it's Samoa Joe. And I won't lie, I immediately went, ooh, because Samoa Joe and AJ, I think we all know, have their history from TNA, but that's a feud and a match I kind of want to, see on some WWE TV. Either way, Joe comes out. He talks some trash about Roman Reigns, pretty much saying he's going to put him down at Backlash, which we all know is bullshit. And pretty much goes on to say that it doesn't matter who wins between him and Nakamura because he's coming after the WWE Championship after he's done with Roman Reigns, which I'm not opposed to. I'm not opposed for that at all. So while that's happening, Shinsuke Nakamura's music goes off, and it looks like he is going to come out and join to bicker between the two men. But instead, he surprises everyone and sneaks in from behind, catching AJ Styles off guard once again for a low blow. I think this one was actually well done. Out of all the dumb low blows that they've done so far, this one was well done. I still think AJ Styles is probably the stupidest man on WWE TV, though, because you would think after being hit in the balls week after week after week, he would learn, hey, maybe I should wear a cup. Whatever. But nonetheless, Nakamura hits the low blow and he stands tall over AJ while AJ really kind of sits there for a long time holding his balls. I was like, okay, really? You're just going to stand there and let him hit you with the Kinshasa? Which he does. But I don't know. I wasn't too big on this angle. I didn't think it was very well done. But C+ rating, so it's not bad. Renee Young looked lost out there, though, so poor Renee. Ooh. Okay, that's a problem right there. Asuka definitely speaks English because I saw it in this promo. So, English. And I don't even know if I spelled that right. But we'll have to fix that because she spoke pretty clear English in this promo as well. It wasn't just broken English. E+ rated segment here as Becky Lynch starts off the little skit promo, whatever you want to call it, by beating herself up, for pretty much costing Asuka her first loss on Smackdown. Asuka tells her, forget about last week, we got to focus on tonight, which then Charlotte Flair awkwardly enters the shot and cuts a very bland promo. I don't know. It's a Charlotte Flair promo on her loss to Carmella. Asuka says a very cringy line calling, themselves the Avengers, and then Charlotte and Becky do a very cringy spot where they drink their tea. So what was funny in the earlier segment between Carmella and the Iconics just came off super cringy in this segment. I mean, first off, you call yourself the Avengers. It comes off as cringy for one because it's like the big thing right now, so it just feels like a cash grab in. And then Charlotte and Becky Lynch's tea thing, just maybe it would have been better if they didn't put their hands like hovering over each other, like who drinks their tea like that. but very cringy. Very cringy, and Asuka speaks English. Who 87, if you're watching, you need to fix that. We get some hype for the upcoming match that'll take place next between Xavier Woods of the New Day and Sheamus of the Bar. Solid D rating. And then speaking of said match, we go right into it, which gets a D+ rating. That's a shame. But honestly, it really wasn't that great of a match, so I kind of agree with it. D+, C- is where it's at. Subpar wrestling and little heat to it. Xavier Woods goes over Sheamus in 7 minutes, 59 seconds by pinfall. A flash pinfall, by the way, after distraction from Kofi Kingston and Big E. Sheamus was kind of talking trash to the New Day on the outside, which led to Xavier Woods rolling him up for the fast pin to get the victory there. We also had Cesaro distract Xavier Woods in this match as well. I don't know why sometimes TEW shows it and sometimes it doesn't. Nonetheless, Kofi Kingston did some good work ringside. Sheamus had an in-ring performance of a C-, and Xavier Woods with a whole grade below him with a D-. Ugh. I'm going to have to look at Xavier Woods' in-ring performance. But to be honest with you guys, Xavier Woods has never really been heralded as a good in-ring performer, so maybe he's not bad, but I'll look at it and see if there's anything I disagree with. But honestly, I don't think Xavier Woods is all that great in the ring in the first place, so that could be good. But a D-? Ooh, man, that's... Then again, Sheamus got a C-, so... And popularity always takes an effect, but this time around, both these guys are pretty popular, so... I don't know. Maybe it's just, the heat. Maybe it's just all the momentum going on right now. There's a whole bunch of stuff that, oh my god, you were supposed to be off screen. There's always one freaking angle that I forget to take one person off a screen. Ooh. Nonetheless, solid D rating here as we have Absolution, who I honestly forgot for a moment that they were on Smackdown. They're poking fun at Becky Lynch. This is an off-screen segment from pretty much last week. They're poking fun at Becky Lynch for costing Asuka her first loss. Becky Lynch obviously can hear them, and honestly, at least Mandy Rose can honestly see Becky Lynch standing right there, but they continue to talk their trash, which leads to Becky Lynch getting mad, and it leads to kind of our next segment here as we jump into yet another backstage segment, which gets a solid D rating as Absolution, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville meet up with their former leader and now general manager, so I guess boss, Paige. And they pretty much, Paige, I guess, asked for them to be here. They're all excited to see each other. And they assume they're there for a reason. And Paige is like, oh, so you must know why you're here then. And I guess their assumption is that they're getting a SmackDown Women's Championship match. So they're like, oh, which one is it? And Paige says it's going to be Mandy. So Mandy starts, yay, cool, I'm going to get a title shot, blah, blah, blah. And Paige is like, whoa, no, you're not. You're not getting a title shot. You have to earn a title shot around here. What you are getting, though, is you're getting a match next week against Becky Lynch. So that little segment we saw in the last segment there, where Absolution poked fun at Becky, pretty much is leading to a match between Mandy and Becky next week. I don't know if that's going to start a feud between them, but who knows. Either way, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are kind of taken aback because they're like, we're friends. Isn't there kind of like some sort of special treatment here? Which, wow, you're kind of an asshole. You're pretty much saying, hey, aren't you going to risk your job for your friends? Like, come on, that's kind of fucked up. But Sonya Deville even brings up, like, we're all Absolution. And then Paige pretty much drops the bomb and says, Absolution is dead, pretty much. And it gets a little awkward, I won't lie, but there you have that. Next week, Mandy Rose makes her SmackDown debut against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is just like the person that apparently everyone is like the test subject. She's like the Dolph Ziggler of the women's division, it feels like. We get a Andrade Almas video package thing, whatever you want to call it. Done kind of in the 205 style where they highlight his name first and they have those stupid phrases that pop up. I hate those so much. I'm not 5 years old. You don't have to pop them up. Nonetheless, Selena Vega pretty much is, she keeps saying, people keep asking me, when Andrade is going to debut, but he'll debut when he's ready or whatever. She kind of refuses to do it, and, Andrade's like, hey, let's go, and it was kind of dumb. E+ rating for this segment here. Miz, you were supposed to be off screen, too. I mean, it doesn't matter, but still. D+ Backlash Hype rating here. I said that weird. D+ rating for the Backlash Hype. Number 1, as we hype up some of the matches we will see this Sunday. Randy Orton versus Jeff for the United States Championship. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. And then Seth Rollins versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. We jump into our second segment featuring the hype for Backlash. As this time it gets a C-. I guess that Daniel Bryan fame helps. Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan is hyped. Bobby Lashley and Strowman versus Owens and Sami Zayn hyped. And then Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe hyped. There we go. And then we jump into our main event, which does a solid D rating. It's not too bad. I mean, I was expecting an E. Kind of bad, maybe even a D-. So I guess a solid D is not bad, but it's still kind of around the general area. But I really didn't think it was going to get a solid rating. I figured it was going to be really bad. Nonetheless, though, solid D rating for the 6-woman match here that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Asuka go over Carmella and the Iconics in 15 minutes, 37 seconds when Asuka defeats Peyton Royce with the Asuka Lock. Peyton Royce was really off her game. That's a shame. Asuka had an in-ring performance of a D-. Becky Lynch with a solid D. Charlotte with a solid D. So Becky and Charlotte both with the best in-ring performances. Carmella and Billie Kay with E+, and Peyton Royce with the worst of the match with a solid E. Mind you, she was really off her game, though, so you always have to remember that. And we gained heat for the Women's Championship feud. Charlotte is improving in Rumble and Technical, as is Carmella. So I guess the 2 women that mattered the most. That's going to end off the show, though, and wow. I'll be honest. I was not expecting a C-rated segment here. I think SmackDown has gotten all C's, but you know what? Good on you, SmackDown. You did it. I mean, still, you lost us popularity in 23 regions, and we still don't have enough interesting storylines going on, but solid C rating? I did not expect that. I was thinking it was going to be something around the D area, so bravo. There you go, SmackDown. Good stuff. Good stuff. I did go ahead and lower the networks as much as I figured I could. I thought there was a way to like lower it so they don't get mad at you, but I guess there isn't. Maybe there was in Total Extreme Wrestling 2013 because I remember doing that in my WCW playthrough I was doing for a little bit there. But no, I couldn't find a way to do it in this game, so if you guys know how to, you can always comment down below. What I did end up doing, though, is I lowered pretty much... I forget what it was. It was something. I can't really remember what it was, but I lowered something. It wasn't the Risk. It was the other one that you can lower above the Risk. So if you guys know what that one is, that's what I lowered to pretty much the lowest I can. So hopefully that helps out a little bit. But worst comes to worst, we are still on the WWE Network. The network has a huge audience, so we should still kind of be growing, I guess, or gaining people, since the network is huge in certain places. And we'll never lose the network either. So I guess worst comes to worst, we'll have something. Hopefully. I don't know if that will really affect it all that much, though, but who really cares? But yeah, we're gonna get SmackDown, or excuse me, not SmackDown. We're done with SmackDown, but we're heading to Backlash now, so it'll be interesting to see how that compares to what literally Backlash was, because I haven't watched the pay-per-view yet. I'm gonna watch it when I go into book, but I have not heard good things. I've heard some actually mostly bad things. The only good thing I've heard about Backlash was the Miz and Rollins match, which was the opening match, which was also ran by Tyson Kidd. So I'm going to actually make sure I put Tyson Kidd as the road agent just to stay even more true to my words. And I might even put Road Dogg as the road agent of the Nakamura Styles match, because I believe he was the road agent for that too. Which that ending to that match, from what I hear, was just, oh my god, stupid. Chris Rock fired. Oh no. Oh, Mark Haskins is getting a divorce with Vicky Haskins. So, is she still going to be Vicky Haskins, though? Look at that. Yeah, it was okay. You either loved it or hate it. That's like one of the most honest-to-God SmackDown Live ratings I've ever seen in this game. You either loved it or hate it, because that just seems like every time someone says that, oh, SmackDown was alright, whatever. I thought for a second it was going to say Paul London was fired from Lucha Underground, but I guess not. Pete Dunne was fired as well from the same company that Paul London. Apparently, this WXW show might be going out of business or something. I don't know. There's a lot of people and a lot of big names too, like David Starr, Shane Strickland. Guaranteed, I don't think they're big names here, but nonetheless. .56 rating for 205 Live, USA Network, and all that are still. Oh, I remember what I lowered. I lowered it to the point where pretty much they're gonna give you a lot of chances to pretty much bring up your ratings. Pretty is what I'm going with. Sportsnet 360. I did not improve them though. Whoa, SmackDown. Okay. 20.30 TV rating for SmackDown. And Randy Orton says Aiden English just doesn't get it, in my opinion, and he can probably be cut loose. Well, that's a shame. I like Aiden English, and I always have. I don't agree with you, Randy Orton. Look, we have some morale issues. Everyone, oh, you didn't let me go off script. I don't know why I did Rusev's voice for Paige and Lana, too. Next time you see me, though, I will let you guys... Hideo Itami I already kind of covered, but I am going to fix Asuka, and I'm going to look at Buddy Murphy, Shelton Benjamin, Xavier Woods, and see if there's anything that I feel should be changed. But I will see you guys for Backlash, which should be up, if not tomorrow, but 2 days from time. That seems like where I'm pretty much getting these Total Extreme Wrestling videos, is I either get it up the next day or 2 days from the time. So I'll see you guys then. As always, my name's been OMGWTF, LOL FTWBRB. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you have not already. And as always, don't forget to share this video with your friends, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the social media things out there. I don't give a damn who. Share it to your friends, especially if you someone you think who will enjoy the content. Give them a shout out. Say, here, check this out. Help me grow. Greatly appreciate it. As always, I've got the Patreon. If you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to. It's not required, but if you want to help push the channel along more, you can go ahead and check that out. Search me up at OMGWTF LOTWBRB on Patreon, and there is a tier thing there. I should probably check it, because who knows? Maybe some people have donated, and I just haven't checked it. I figured maybe I'd get an email from there, but I never check my email anyway either, so... Going on a little bit of a ramble there, though. Also, don't forget to check the description down below to look at all my associates and affiliates. You've got people like Zach, you got people like Raging Yoshi, you've got people like Senor Conquest, so give them all a check out. See if you like their content. Let them know OMG sent you. That's it for me, though. I will see you guys for Backlash. You guys have yourselves a great